10 days ago, the Houston Astros came to the East Bay, and it was an entertaining series that included some thrilling moments that went the Athletics' way. The A's took 2 out of 3 from the defending World Series champs and tightened up the division race. Tonight, the scene shifts to Minute Maid Park as the Green and Gold open up a 3-game set in the Bayou City. The Astros are getting healthy, and they're getting ready for the stretch run. It is an AL West showdown. A's and Astros, Game 1, next. Well, we are in Houston, Texas for the biggest series of the year. Minute Maid Park, home of the Astros. It's the first place Astros against the second place A's. Just a game and a half separates the top 2 teams in the AL West. Boy, we are looking forward to this one. It is going to be a lot of fun. Pitching matchup, it'll be Garrett Cole and Brett Anderson. It's the A's and the Astros coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. So Brett Anderson indeed takes the ball. He's making his 13th start. He's been great. 2.118 ERA in his last 8 starts, Ray, and that includes his last start where he was dominant.
And if you remember, yesterday's Chris Bassett starting, so Brett Anderson got an extra day to start tonight against the Houston Astros. He's been pitching outstanding baseball. Who better to start a series than a veteran? And he has pitched well. He works quickly. He's using all of his pitches. Got a great curveball. Changeup has been outstanding for him since he's joined the Athletics. He's done a great job his last start against the Texas Rangers. 1 hit, 7 innings. That's when he and Fires went back-to-back, 7 and just 1 hit. So it's great to have Brett Anderson healthy and pitching well.
Jose Altuve is healthy again. He missed 21 games with a sore right knee. How about this, Ray? He's been back 5 games. The Astros are 5-0. No surprise there.
What a shock. What a shock. He can do it all. He's a great hitter. He really makes this club go. You saw what he did down in Anaheim against the Angels. Was spectacular. A double. Then he hits a home run. He does everything with the bat. He's very aggressive. He steals bases. But also he can play defense. And one of the best plays you'll ever see occurred with Jose Altuve at second base. As you will see this little fly ball. Watch what he does. Backs up. Takes it on the short hop. Tries to turn a double play. And actually gets the double play right there with the run down. A great play by the veteran second baseman. And oh, by the way, that happened to the Astros with Ian Kinsler, and AJ has talked about it, but they did it, and it worked perfectly.
Jose Altuve, 3rd in the American League in hitting. He's trying to win another batting title. So it is upon us, this AL West showdown from Minute Maid Park here in Houston. We'll have the ball game in just a little bit, but up next, we'll check in with the A's pregame live studios.
California is brought to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different, like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time.
Welcome back to Minute Maid Park here in Houston. As you see, the roof is closed. Very hot and humid outside. Let's check the game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. It's 85 degrees. So we will be indoors tonight for the first of this 3-game series. Garrett Cole, the starting pitcher, has finished his warm-up tosses. He is ready to go, and so are the Athletics. Here's their lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Martini, Chapman, Lowry, Davis, Olson, Piscotti, Simeon, Lucroy, and Laureano. That's the A starting lineup. They will face the big right-hander Garrett Cole, who is indeed ready. He kicks and deals the first pitch of the game, and it's a little inside. Missed badly inside.
First pitch of the game missed.
Right, tight strike zone.
Jeez. Only because the catcher was set up outside.
Now it's 1-1.
Well, Garrett Cole has been around. He's a veteran. He knows how to pitch. Excellent fastball. 4 games against the Athletics this year, and he struck out a bunch. How about 36, 12, 9, 6, and 10, or 11? So he struck out a lot. Good fastball. The one thing the A's have done against him this year is worked him to the point that the most pitches he's thrown in any one of the 4 starts has been 108. He's gone 6 2/3, 6, 6, and 6 in the 4 starts against the A's, so it could be a bullpen game.
1-2 to Nick Martini. And on a foul tip, Martini strikes out, and that's the beginning of the ball game. 1 away here in the first. The Astros defense has Marwin Gonzalez in left field. George Springer is in center. Josh Reddick is in right. And it's Bregman, Correa, Altuve, and Tyler White is at first, with Martin Maldonado doing the catching. So the Astros getting healthy. And that's all they really can ask for heading into the month of September.
And as we all know, the biggest thing for the Astros is the fact that they won last year. They know what it's like. They feel very confident.
That's Jim Reynolds calling balls and strikes. It's Jordan Baker, Mark Wegner, and John Tempane. Mark Wegner is at second base, and he's the crew chief. Matt Chapman at 282 with 20 homers, 50 RBIs, and a very hot hitter. Chapman has yet to figure out Garrett Cole, though, and I'm sure he will at some point. He's 0 for 10 with 7 strikeouts against Cole. There's the breakdown. Pitch usage. Good fastball.
And he likes the slider a lot, which means that Maldonado, his catcher, will call it a lot, especially against the right-handers. Okay, I've always thought, and I think you've mentioned it too, about a guy's got a good fastball, use it. And Garrett Cole does. He does use it a lot. And I think Maldonado, as catcher, of course, coming over from the Angels, would probably realize that as well.
Well, there you go. A 3-1 pitch, 96 miles an hour. It's a foul ball from Chapman.
Yep.
So he can run it up there, no question about it. Terrific fastball. And the opponents are hitting 172 against it. So why would you not use it?
Exactly.
And I think he's using it more this year than he did when he was with the Pirates.
And you know, why try to fool somebody? He just blew Martini away with a 1-2 fastball. He could do the same. He threw a 3-1 to Chapman. You'd have to figure it's going to be a 3-2 and be surprised if it's not. Now, Maldonado's catcher, if Cole goes with him, he may call the slider. He did it a lot in Oakland with the pitchers, although Cole did not pitch then.
Foul straight back. Went with a fastball, 97 miles an hour. Chapman's had a couple good rips at that fastball.
And we saw in Minnesota, of course, Drake is not throwing, did not throw nearly as hard as Cole, about the 91-92, and he finally had a 3-run home run off him after seeing a couple of fastballs, 3-1, 3-2. There's your slider coming up.
Strike 3 called, and Chapman knew it. The back-to-back strikeouts to open up the game by Garrett Cole.
You know, one of the things that has to be done, this is a 3-2 slider. It is thrown for a strike. He fooled Matt Chapman to start it inside, broke over towards the middle of the plate. But a lot of that is the catcher Maldonado, who calls a lot of sliders, especially in the 3-2 count.
Pitchcast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
And the one thing that Cole did, he went with Maldonado when he put the 3 down and threw the slider. And that in itself is the confidence that the two have in each other, that a pitch can be called and he's not going to hesitate.
There's your shift for Jed Lowry, the former Astro.
3 outfielders.
Only 3.
But Gonzalez shaking hands with the fans in the third base area down the third base line.
Lowry with home run number 21 yesterday.
Got a fastball center cut. You know, that's the difference. That you get a young pitching staff. There are times A's probably should not, and well, they will not expect probably to get a lot of fastballs towards the middle of the plate that are that hittable.
2-1 the count. 82 RBIs for Lowry and a 276 batting average. He is 4 for 13 in his career against Garrett Cole. Jed's a hot hitter. 9 hits in his last 21 at bats. Third ball snaps in there for a strike.
Of course, when Jed comes to Houston, he can sleep in his own bed. He lives in Houston. Players' weekend is over, so no more nicknames on the back. The real names on the back of the uniforms of the players. It's a good weekend.
Hit to the right side. Altuve shuffles to his right. Then Garrett Cole has the 3-up, 3-down first inning with a couple of strikeouts. Bottom of the first coming up. Bagwell getting a little attention outside. Pretty good looking statue. Hey, starting lineup for the Houston Astros. It looks like this, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Springer, Bregman, Altuve, Correa, Gonzalez, White, Gaddis, Reddick, and Maldonado.
Four-start career for Brett Anderson against these Houston Astros. He did start against them back on May the 7th. His second start as a member of the Athletics.
First pitch to Springer. Hit high and fouled on the right field line.
We don't want to talk about that, Scott.
I don't know what it does.
No, we won't talk about it. That was before June 16th.
That was really kind of an exhibition.
Yeah, it was extra season. Yeah, it was. The season hadn't even begun yet.
Season started on June 16th.
Springer got one at bat yesterday in Anaheim, struck out. But if you recall, whenever the Astros were at the Coliseum recently, he was experiencing some hand injuries. Not able to place because of that, other injuries, but he's back in the lineup, wanted to be back.
A's defense has Martini, Laureano, and Piscotti in the outfield. Chapman, Simeon, Lowry, and Olsen on the infield, with Jonathan Lucroy doing the catching. So 1-2 the count. Bob Melvin and his A's just a game and a half behind these Astros in the AL West. Surprising everybody, maybe not surprising Bob Melvin. Bob liked this team in spring training. Did he think that they would be right on the heels of the Astros? Maybe not. But I know he did like the talent this group had early on. Swing, missed a big swing by Springer. So out number 1 here in the bottom of the first.
For Brett Anderson, his first strikeout, and took a lot off in the changeup, which has been a good pitch for him. That ball is sinking, tailing away from the right-hander. And I think for Springer, as you look at the numbers, the 50% fastballs that he throws, 2 and 4 seamers, slider 26%, has a tendency to go with his catcher. As soon as the hitter gets in the batter's box, he's ready to go.
So it is Bregman. Bregman having a fine season, 283. 24 home runs and 79 runs batted in. Bregman has 40 doubles. Taps this one to the left side, and it gets through into left field for a base hit. You see a lot of balls get through between Chapman and Simeon. That one just did.
Oh, the changeup. Bregman does wait a long time, as we have noted. He chokes up, something that Laureano also does, allows him to have a quick bat. Ball shoots through the infield quickly.
So first hit of the game belongs to Bregman, and that'll bring up Jose Altuve digging in. Altuve's 6th game back from the disabled list. He was dealing with a sore right knee. So that put him on the disabled list the 29th of June. Can the A's turn it? They get one, and that is a double play. First pitch, Altuve hits into the 5-4-3 double play. No score after 1. Fast pitch brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. No score, second inning. As Chris Davis steps in. Davis, Olsen, and Piscotti against Garrett Cole. We had a couple strikeouts through 16 pitches in the first inning. Pumps the first pitch strike in there at Davis.
We have a great stat man here, and Adam, of course. Adam points out 128 double plays that the Astros have grounded into in the season. And Altuve makes it 128, 127 coming in. So thank you, Adam, for the fine note on the Astros. And if Brett Anderson can induce double plays from one of the best hitters in the game, and Altuve will take it. That's what he did on the first pitch. Nice 5-4-3 double play. I think your point about the knee injury may have curtailed his running ability a little bit. So he was not flying down the line like he normally does. He did not play against the A's in Oakland. There it is. Most of the majors, 128.
One and two to Chris Davis. Davis fouls it back. Davis with 39 homers, 103 RBIs. He homered in that series in Minnesota. But just a couple of hits. He was 2 for 19 in the series. Close pitch.
Yeah, that's a slider. You know, the one thing, and going back to the Friday night game, the first game of the series, see a slider from Garrett Cole, and you know that big sweeping breaking ball kind of starts inside. That's why it fools the right-handers. They kind of buckle their knees a little bit, and we saw Chapman do it on the 3-2. Davis took that one.
Chris Davis reaches for that one, and that should reach the seats, and it will. Nice play.
Very impressive about our post-game guest in Minneapolis. Chad Pinder said when he pinched hit and walked on a 3-2 breaking ball from Rondon, he had watched and counted the number of times that Maldonado had called a 3-2 slider. So as I've said and strongly believe, a lot of times, and it's great on his part, Chad Pinder, to sit in the dugout and actually watch the game and count those, so that when he did go up to pinch hit, similar maybe to tonight, he'd be ready to go, especially in those counts. I think a lot of times you go with the catcher and what he calls in certain situations, and I strongly believe that Maldonado is that type of a catcher who will call sliders, and this is a fastball that he's called on the 3-2.
Another foul ball right side.
Did that to Chapman, fouled off the first 3-2, then called a 3-2 slider. We'll see what the pattern, if there is one, and what Maldonado does here. It seems like Cole is following the lead of Maldonado. Fastball away.
Foul to the screen. So good battle here between Cole and Chris Davis. This is the 10th pitch coming up.
Look at KD's watching, talking to Maldonado, and he's asking the umpire if it was a strike. Of course it was. So that's 5 now foul balls with 2 strikes that the A's have hit.
Another payoff pitch, and it stays inside, and Davis did not swing. He gets a leadoff walk.
Time now for the Nissan keys to the game, and one game at a time. Of course, we have talked about that. A lot of baseball remaining. This is game 132, and wait out Cole. And Chris Davis did it about as well as you could. 10 pitches. He draws the walk on a breaking ball that did not break. Had a check swing, stopped his swing. And Jordan Baker, the tall one at first base, did not call a strike. So KD, the first base runner for the Athletics.
So here's Matt Olson. First pitch to Olson is a slider high. The A's are 79 and 52 on the year. Have won 7 out of their last 10 after taking 3 out of 4 from the Twins. Cole stays with a breaking ball and gets a strike that time. Highest percentage of first batter of inning retired. Garrett Cole 77%. Just a touch behind his teammate Keuchel and Kershaw. Well, that'll help your ERA.
Yeah, you get the first batter, keep him off the bases. He got a pretty good chance.
Cole is 5th in the league in ERA. He's 7th in innings pitched and 2nd in strikeouts. Olsen swings and misses. 98 miles an hour, a little up. So that's 3 strikeouts now for Garrett Cole. He's got 229 strikeouts on the year.
You got Martin on the fastball, slider to Chapman. There's a 98 upper part of the strike zone, the fastball, maybe even out of the strike zone, but that also is tall, could not catch up to the 98. But these guys have an idea how hard he does throw, and so that will factor into the decision.
Piscotty goes after the first pitch, rolls it foul. Piscotty has seen Cole a lot. He's 8 for 26 with a home run, and seen him a lot and has had success against him. Playing in the same division, the National League Central. So he has seen Cole a lot. With that and the 4 starts that Cole has made against the A's this year. Popped up. Behind first, White into foul territory, grabs it, 2 out.
So there's your hanging slider that Cole got away with. Maybe not one that Piscotty will pop up in the next at bat on a similar pitch. Sometimes you see it, it looks great. You just say, oh, go back to dugout and say, how did I miss that? And this one not enough to go in the seats for foul territory. Maldonado backing up with first baseman catching the ball.
So 2 away. Here's Marcus Semien. He's trying to take advantage of the leadoff walk to Chris Davis. Marcus at 261 with 10 homers and 46 runs batted in. Throw in 29 doubles, a couple of triples. Another solid season for Marcus Semien. Left field, and that baby is gone. Somewhere.
Somewhere is right.
Nobody moved, including Gonzalez and all the fans in the Crawford boxes, because it went well over the Crawford box.
I mean, if you could just close your eyes and listen to the sound, and we talked about acoustics, well, that sounded like a home run. And watch the pitch. Talked about catching up to a fastball, 95, inner part of the plate. Great swing by Marcus Semien. He knew it, and he wanted to admire it. I don't blame him, because it went a long way up over everything, just like you said, and part of just to your point about taking advantage of the leadoff walk, and the A's definitely did it thanks to Marcus Semien.
So home run number 11 for Marcus Semien, and that was impressive.
I love the sound of that because it sounds like it's a home run.
Lucroy slowly hit to the right side. Cole hustles over to cover, steps on the bag. Side retired, Marcus Semien gets the A's on the board early against Garrett Cole. A 2-run shot. It was a long one. Check it out. Brett Anderson will face Correa, Gonzalez, and White. .252 for Carlos Correa, 14 homers, 58 RBIs. Carlos Correa with a long stint on the disabled list.
You think about the Astros getting their key players back, and actually Gurriel not in the lineup tonight. White is playing.
So how about this, Ray? So Springer is playing tonight. He was out, been out for 6 games. Altuve came back during that time that Altuve was out. Correa was out for a long time. So this is the first time since June 25th that Altuve, Springer, and Correa have all been in the lineup since June 25th. So that's over 2 months, or about 2 months.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I know AJ Hinch and talking to Josh Reddick, who's playing right field tonight, former Athletic. Another pitch that just left up a little bit. Correa swinging at it almost like he knew it was coming. But you know, the Astros have a lot of confidence, and that's what winning does. It gives you that feeling that you're going to win every game, that no matter where you're down, you have a chance to come back. And it's one thing that the A's look like they are feeling that way too, but not quite to the extent the Astros, who are the reigning world champions.
But that's your leadoff hitter.
That's right.
Your third place hitter and your fourth place hitter not together for 2 months.
And this guy, because of those absences, has been tremendous because he's been able to play different positions. Gurriel has been able to play second and third when Bregman at short, so they have some versatility in their lineup, the position players.
So 2-0 to Marwin Gonzalez. There's Yuli Gurriel, who's getting the night off.
Working on his hair. He's got a nice hairdo.
Well, the guy in the on-deck circle, Tyler White, who's playing first base tonight, he's been smoking hot.
And we know what the other guy behind him can do. Similar beard, similar size, and Evan Gattis.
Driven to center. Laureano back. Laureano back. Laureano tracks it down right near the warning track. And Correa hustles back to first base. A well-struck ball by Gonzalez, but Laureano with that terrific speed, he got a good jump, and there was no hesitation.
Well, you're right. Watch see where he's playing, and then he takes off, gets a great angle, does not take his eye off, goes to the warning track, and as heading to second base was Correa, had to stop and get back to first base. But the Astros got a chance to see Laureano score from first base in the 9th inning of the Friday night game. First one at the Coliseum, first of the weekend, and tied the game. The A's, of course, winning in the next inning.
Well, I think that watching Laureano in center field on that ball, Ray, the first move he makes has to be back.
Yes, and it was.
And it was. Yeah. If the first move he makes is toward left center, then he's in trouble. The ball may get over his head. Or in, obviously. That's the disaster waiting to happen.
And also, let's not forget that they took down the Towles Hill.
Watch his first step.
Yeah, his first step.
Straight back.
Straight back. That's right. It has to be. You're right. Otherwise, see where he catches the ball and how he catches it. Any other move except going back on the first step, he does not get to it. You're right.
2-0 to Tyler White. 3-0 to Tyler White.
And don't ever think that, especially a hot hitter, will not have a green light. 3-0. Gary Pettis not even giving a sign. Third base coach, Bay Area native. So it's a quality pitch that's necessary now. There is Gary Pettis. Sandante with the 49ers.
Chapman, tough play, second, and they get the out there. A very, very nice play by Matt Chapman. That's an in-between hop on the back end, and you're throwing to second base.
And most guys, rightfully so, would go to first to get it's the sure out. But White does swing on 3-0. He tops the ball. That's a tough play. If Chapman misses it, it's a double. Instead, he makes the play, throws back across his body with a perfect throw. Jed Lowry stretches, gets the force out of Correa, and White is at first.
So 2 outs for Evan Gattis. Evan Gattis steps in with a .233 batting average. He's got 24 home runs and 71 runs batted in. I always say, if you need some wood chopped over the winter, this is your guy. Watch him hold that bat. You tell me that you can't picture him with an axe in his hand just doing some damage out in the backyard?
He may use an axe. Squeeze it.
Marcus Semien, backhand, across the diamond. Olsen scoops it, and they got him.
That's why they call him Scoop. Have a night, Marcus Semien also in the hole. One hop to first base and does it on the other end. Both of them for Gaddis, who gives the run once he gets started. But Semien to Olsen, great pick. Third out.
Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the Oakland A's, and do that into your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Let's look outside Minute Maid Park, right in downtown Houston.
Just looked hot, didn't it?
It looks humid, I know that.
Well, the long trip from the hotel lobby to the bus was really hot and humid. That's as much as I felt it.
All right, come on, Garrett.
Well, Cole's breaking ball, while at times sharply breaking, he's also hung a few and may go away from that pitch, go to the fastball, which he does.
Laureano, left field, and it is off the top of the Crawford boxes. Laureano hustling into second, and he's got a leadoff double.
Sounded like he broke his bat also, Kipe, and to the point of always running, because outfielders here, it's like Fenway Park. Short fence at Fenway with the Green Monster. He's running hard, and you have to. Just sounded like it broke it. Don't assume it's a home run. And fortunately, it hit off the top, which had to carry him back a little bit off line. So Gonzalez had to play it back in, see where it landed, but right above the Chicago White Sox out-of-town score, the name of it.
So here's Nick Martini.
And see, that time he threw the 2-0 fastball after missing with the breaking ball, and a sharp slider that he has thrown a couple of times. If that's not working, sit on the fastball. Probably should sit on it anyway.
First pitch, breaking ball for a strike to Nick Martini, who struck out in the first inning.
3 home runs for the young man, Laureano, but this one will take a leadoff double. See if the A's can manufacture a run.
Well, you better do most everything right.
That's right.
Playing the Astros, and well, the A's have been doing most everything right for over 2 months now. But these are these spots where we've talked a lot about, Ray. Sure, home run would be great here. It'd be awesome. But that's not always going to happen.
and really see as far as what Martini does, if he's fortunate to advance Laureano to third, ideally get him in, but if he gets him to third, then you have to see what the Astros down by 2. They may play the infield in. Of course, they may play back and concede a run. They feel that they can come back, especially in their home park, or where they have not had a particularly great record. I think this is where, for Martini, his on-base percentage, the success he has had at every level that he's played, he's trying to work the bat, work the account. He did it against the Astros in that Friday night game when he hit the double down the line to score Laureano from first base. That was after 0-2.
Major shift in the outfield. Right center is wide open.
Again.
And he got him with a high fastball. So Martini a little bit too aggressive. Chased that high pitch.
Fans, you have to pay attention to this right now, because this Friday against the Mariners, everyone, I mean everyone, I repeat everyone in attendance gets 50% off concessions, 25% off merchandise, and listen to this, $10 parking for all fans, all in capital letters. Yep, that's right. For the best fans in baseball, you get to experience what it's like to have A's access. Come to the ballpark this Friday night. It's against the Mariners, big series. Grab tickets at athletics.com/tickets right now. You don't want to miss out. Head to athletics.com/tickets today.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yes.
So what you're telling me
Friday
is everybody who comes to the game on Friday,
everybody
gets to find out, gets to experience the benefits of A's access.
That's exactly right.
Seriously.
You're brilliant. But that's everyone.
Huh. That's kind of awesome.
That's great.
So 50% off concessions, I get that.
Yeah.
25% off merchandise, I get that.
How about $10 parking?
$10 prepaid parking, I get that.
That's
So I just got to come to the game.
Just come to the game, and you know, look at this crowd here at Minute Maid Park tonight. It should be the same way Friday. If you, and I mean everyone, repeat everyone, in capital letters and in bold print, everyone gets to experience the all access. And we talked about the month of September, but hey, Friday night, if I were correct, that's August 31st, isn't it?
Yep.
So you get a day in advance, so take advantage of it. Nice to read that a couple of fans. Oh, how about this?
Mariano, good hustle, and he's safe. He jammed his head or his shoulder into Bregman on the slide, and you could see the collision. Great hustle by Laureano to get to third. Let's hope he's okay.
Well, that's it. I mean, it was great hustle, and Maldonado actually had help from the umpire, spun and threw to third base. And is that close to throw just a little bit offline, but there's the head going into the left knee of Bregman. Great hustle by Laureano, but man, right there, and he felt the neck, kept his. And Bregman said, hey, I think you need some help. Timeout, you better get out of here. Now, this is so quick, and you could see it. Made a throw on the bag. Laureano's probably out, but that's the daringness of this young man. And Laureano with the throw just to the really towards Matt Williams, enough that Bregman had to reach back. Of course, he kept his foot on the bag, and that really got to the point that hurt the neck of Laureano. But hey, you're a kid, you come up, it's going to take a lot more than that to get him out of the game. So without Martini getting him to third the conventional way, he gets there himself with great hustle. See what Matt Chapman can do with, looks like, the infield coming in.
So that's a huge 90 feet. See if the A's can take advantage. 3-1 the count to Chapman. Chapman hits a high drive left field. Gonzalez looking up, and that baby's gone. 4-0 A's lead.
Man, is he hot? Is he hot or what? Fans want the ball thrown back in. Absolutely. Those fans love it. Matt Chapman just looking for a fly ball to get him in from third base after the great base running. And here's the same breaking ball that he took for strike 3, except this one is a hanger, just like Barrios threw him yesterday down the line, high trajectory, and you watch Gonzalez, the left fielder. He just kind of looked and looked and looked, hoping it would come down. It did in the seats in the Crawford boxes.
So home run number 21 for Matt Chapman. He hit 3 home runs in the series in Minnesota. Of course, 2 of them coming yesterday. So yeah, I would say he's hot.
Yeah, and those are 2 big runs, because with the Astros, you'd never want to assume a lead is good until the 27th out in this ballpark, and just keep adding on as much as possible.
The Lowry's retire.
I mean, you talk about launch angle and trajectory on a ball. I mean, this was up. You don't even see it. Way up, and then all of a sudden here it comes down to the fans. But it really wasn't that deep in the Crawford boxes.
See, I mean, you watch that ball, and just for conversation's sake, do you think that goes out at the Coliseum?
Probably
I don't think it does.
No.
I think it's probably, and we're just guessing, probably on the warning track.
Yeah, it's probably like a parachute, straight down.
I mean, those boxes,
yeah.
I mean, they're close.
Well, they giveth and they taketh, you know, from the Astros standpoint. You're right. 315, normally 330 minimum. So to your point, you're right, Kite. It would have been at the warning track, because it's 330 at the Coliseum.
I don't know if that would have been out at the Coliseum, but you know what? I'm pretty sure we're not at the Coliseum. We're at Minute Maid Park, and that ball is a home run. Thank you very much, says Matt Chapman. 4-0, the A's lead as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. First pitch to Josh Reddick is in for a strike. Reddick, Maldonado, and Springer. A's leading 4-0. A couple of 2-run homers. Reddick at 247 with 13 home runs. We don't know what's going to happen the rest of this game. We don't know what's going to happen the rest of this series, but I think there is something to be said about coming into the other team's park and you're chasing them, and it's a big series. If you can jump out early in the very first game, get a couple of big hits, I think that's a big deal.
I think it's huge. You're right. And I think the important thing is to keep adding on, not be set. I mean, Brett Anderson's pitching great for the Athletics, but you cannot assume anything, because there is a lot of confidence in this Astros team, the confidence that the A's have. But the A's are trying to get to where the Astros finished last year, and that's trying to play deep in October.
And that is just foul. And I think, too, and there's no question in my mind that the Astros are 100% convinced that they're going to win the division. And that's no disrespect to the A's.
That's right.
That's just that they won the World Series late. They're confident.
Well, and you know, Verlander, one of their ace pitchers said, you know, you have to come through us because we're the world champions. And there's a lot of truth to that.
Lowry out, and Lowry's going to make the catch. But in the same breath, there's absolutely no question the A's think we're more than good enough to catch and pass the Houston Astros.
Yeah, that's a great point, Kevin, because I was thinking the difference in these two ball clubs tonight. The A's are where they are now, but nobody expected it. The Astros are here, and they're supposed to be here. Sure. They're supposed to be doing what they did last year because they virtually have the same team. This team of the Oakland A's, people were saying maybe 500. And you look at the record right now and where they are in the special season. And I think that's what you have to look at. And, you know, there's no reason to panic. You just play the way they have since your opening day of June 16 and just keep going. I love that statement. That's great.
In all seriousness, it is quite a run.
Yeah, well, that's
45 and 16
from that date
in the last 61 games.
Yeah.
45 and 60. And really the only hiccup in that whole stretch was getting swept in Colorado.
That's it. That's the only series
they
they've lost.
Play bad. They didn't hit much in Colorado, but it's a pretty good Rockies team.
But you know what they got a chance to see in that series, Gav, I think, is that how you play in that environment with small ball. You remember a lot of bunts occurred in that series, and granted it was at Ashley Park, so you're going to see more sacrificing, more bunting. And they did it. And not that that man, Bob Melvin, he's experienced that before, having managed the National League. He knows the importance of postseason and the fact that you have to play. And I think your point was great about runner second, little things you have to do. And that was Laureano hustling to get to third.
That's right.
If you couldn't get him over, then find a way to get to third, because those are the runs you have to have. And Laureano took it upon himself while he maybe experienced a stiff neck jamming the knee of Bregman. He at least got to third, and then Chapman, maybe that hanger was a result of him getting to third base.
Two and two the count to Martin Maldonado. Full count. Astros still playing without Brian McCann, who had that knee surgery back in July. He is on a rehab assignment, and I guess they would get him back sometime in September, but pretty good left-handed bat.
Well,
Maldonado terrific defensively.
Yeah, they acquired Maldonado.
Lowry can't quite get it, and that's a base hit.
Oh, Statcast, this is where we want to see it on the Matt Chapman's home run, because the launch angle, I can't wait to see exactly what they looked at. 46 degree. What a shot. 334. And Kev, I agree with you. It probably would not have gone out at the Coliseum, because 330 down the line, it goes straight out. And in a way, the ball does not carry as much, especially the high fly balls.
I don't want it to
take it, though.
Sound like I'm taking anything away from Matt Chapman. It's just sometimes you take advantage of this ballpark. The Astros do it all the time. You see a lot of balls drop into those boxes.
And there's your base hit with the ninth place hitter, turning it over top the batting order. And Reddick did make out, but Maldonado reached first base. And here we go at the top of the order with Springer.
Statcast AI powered by AWS. Springer bounces with the Chapman. Chapman has it scooped by him, and it goes all the way down the line, and it goes into the corner. Maldonado's being waved home. And Maldonado is going to score all the way from first. So the Astros are on the board, and this huge crowd is making some noise now.
And the play that Chapman made on White's ball when he got Correa, this when he tried to do the same, top spin, boom, took off, and he just could not get it. You know, similar to what happened down in Arlington, Texas. When a ball was hit like that, he knocked it down, but this one he could not knock down. And because it was deflected down in the corner, the slow speed, the slowness of Maldonado still able to score from first base. Not surprised the aggressiveness of Gary Pettis sent him all the way. And, you know, let's not, can't blame Matt Chapman. He couldn't have gotten in front of the ball. And anyway, it had to be backhanded. and the top spin, the ball hitting the ground, really took off on it.
Here's Bregman. Bregman takes outside, so it goes as a double and an RBI for Springer.
Archie's ball hits in front of home plate, then takes another hop, and when it took the last one before Chapman, it really spun hard and really had the top spin once it hit and really bounced up hard.
Bregman fouls it at the plate. Bregman had a base hit in the first inning. Bregman has talked about the other guys being injured this year. Bregman has stayed healthy. He's played in more games than any other Astro. This is his 128th game.
Still, so one of the pluses for him is the fact that he does choke up and has great bat control. Because of that, allows him to wait a long time at the plate. See the left hand, he's maybe a couple of inches off the knob of the bat.
Well, when Springer missed the 6 games, Bregman batted in the leadoff spot. .82 chase percentage this season, 3rd lowest in the major leagues.
And that's the reason.
Bregman enough. That doesn't surprise.
That's the reason right there. Choking up, he can wait a long time.
He's only struck out 68 times in 488 at bats. Hey, more walks than strikeouts. There's not too many of those guys around, but Bregman is one of them. Two and two the count. And that one is drilled left field toward the Crawford boxes, and it bangs off the wall. Springer's going to come in to score. Bregman with another double, and it's 4-2.
Well, what a difference it could have made if Maldonado doesn't reach. There's your changeup again, and there's another ball that's off the wall. See the movement, and it's up. Same thing happened to Bregman his first at bat when he singled to left field. It was a changeup that was up. This one banged off the wall. Of course, Springer read it perfectly, knowing this park. He did not have to hesitate, and very quickly they cut it in half. But you allow the 9th place hitter to get on base instead of being the second out with Springer. Now you have Springer, you have Bregman, and Altuve, and still just one out, and that was Reddick, the only left-hander in the lineup to make out.
So here's Altuve.
He's going to be swinging early.
For Bregman, that's his league-leading 41st double. RBI for Bregman was his 80th. Missed again on a close pitch. 1-1 the count. Correa to follow. So a couple of runs in here for the Astros, so they have bounced right back. Line drive, left field. That's headed for the wall. It's going to be another double. It's going to knock in another run, and now it's 4-3. 3 consecutive doubles by the Astros. Before that, a 1-out single.
And I'm not surprised that Scott Emerson's on the phone and was thinking even 4-2. Maybe an early call to the bullpen, but it may be early anyway, as this game is getting a little bit out of hand for Brett Anderson. He's leaving too many pitches up. Remember, he got an extra day's rest. Scheduled to pitch yesterday. They brought in Bassett. He pitches tonight. And he has not been as sharp as he was in his last start against the Rangers.
First pitch to Correa is in for a strike. Well, that really escalated quickly.
It did. That's exactly what can happen. This is a good ball club, and down 4-0. It's just the third inning. Now it's 4-3.
Correa, right field. Piscotty coming in. Piscotty dives and he caught it. Terrific play by Stephen Piscotty.
Great hitting approach by Correa on a pitch inside out swing, but great defense again by Piscotty as he did yesterday in Minnesota, going far to his left towards the line, stretched out, diving, made the play. You know, Cap, the best thing he did there is played shallow. And we've talked about that. Played enough shallow that he could get to the ball instead of having to have it bounce, and Altuve probably would have scored. So that's a run saved right there.
Here's Gonzalez now, 2 outs with Altuve still at second base. Gonzalez hit a long fly ball to center field in the second inning. The changeup has that movement away from the right-handed hitters, which that's where you want the pitch to be.
And down. He's got to be down. He's got the movement. He just needs to get the pitches down, and unfortunately leaving too many of them up in the zone.
Same pitch, and now it's 1-2, 83 miles an hour.
Pull the string again, only drop it down off the plate. Last thing Gonzalez is looking for is another changeup.
Lucroy calls time. With 28 pitches this inning for Brett Anderson.
20 in the first 2.
Base hit left field. Here comes Altuve. Here comes Martini's throw to the plate. And it is offline. Scooch past Lucroy. Gonzalez to second. And the Astros have scored 4 times here in the bottom of the third to tie it up.
And a 2-strike hit. Bregman with a 2-strike hit. Hanging breaking ball. Bob Melvin is going to his pen.
So 4 runs and 5 hits for the Astros here in the bottom of the third, and they have knocked Brett Anderson out of the game. So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Modern Finance Company.
So the Astros have scored 4 times here in the bottom of the third and forced the A's to go to the bullpen early. And Brett Anderson looked pretty good in the first 2 innings, but nothing right here in the third. So a lot of balls up and could not finish guys off.
Well, the thing that's really too bad, he had 3 times that he had 2 strikes on a hitter, couldn't put him away. And one of those hitters was the 9th place hitter, Maldonado. And we saw what Maldonado did in Oakland against the Athletics. And for Bob Millman to have to go to the bullpen in the third, that's what a manager has to do. He knows he has a bullpen. He knows this is an important game. Want to try to stop the bleeding, and he hopes that Petit can do it as he has his 62nd appearance for the Athletics.
Here's Tyler White. First pitch is a strike. To say the Astros have come roaring back would be an understatement.
Which they are capable of doing, and they've shown that tonight.
Missed outside. Well, the Astros are the 4th highest scoring team in the American League. The A's are the 5th highest scoring team. Behind the Red Sox, who are number 1, the Yankees are number 2, and the Cleveland Indians are number 3. So is it a coincidence, Ray, that the top 5 run scoring teams in the American League are also the teams with the top 5 records?
Yeah. Says a lot.
Yeah. Red Sox have scored 706 runs. The A's, by comparison, 626. One and 2 to Tyler White. That's a base hit to left field. Here comes Marwin Gonzalez, who will score without a throw, and it's now a 5-run bottom of the third inning. The Astros are jacked up right now.
Another 2-strike hanging breaking ball. And the good news about this one is just the single is at first. It wasn't a throw to the plate. There's your hanger. And they're either able to hit hanging breaking balls, but they have done a very good job in this inning. That's the 4th hit with 2 strikes. And really, not one of the 2-strike pitches has been one that you could write home about. So very quickly, the line closed on Brett Anderson.
So that'll bring up Gaddis. He is the 9th man to bat in the inning. Gaddis takes a little bit low. And Brett Anderson, coming into the start, had a 16 2/3 scoreless innings stretch going. Now he added to that with the first 2 innings tonight, but it all fell apart here in the third.
But now that this has happened to him tonight, you go back to May the 7th at the Coliseum. Second start, A's lost 16-2. 3+ innings for him, 10 hits, 9 runs, 7 earned, 3 walks. And that was then. And I unfortunately remember that game, and it wasn't pretty.
Gaddis, that's a base hit to right field. Wright will stop at second base.
So Reddick faced a left-handed pitcher in the first batter in this inning. He comes up again now facing a right-hander. High fastball. Gaddis to right field.
There's 7 hits in the inning. So here's Reddick. Reddick opened up the inning with a little pop-up to Lowry. What you desperately want is just to get the inning over with and start over.
Get back to the dugout.
Start over meaning, hey, you're going to start from here, but you just want to be down 5-4. Chapman reaches up and grabs it, and that will do it. 5 runs on 7 hits for the Astros. We're headed to the 4th. 5-4 Houston.
By the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Well, Daniel Migden's back. He was called up from AAA Nashville today. Chris Bassett, who started yesterday, was sent back to Nashville. And Daniel Migden's warming up, so that is who we may see. And Migden, as we've always seen him as a starter, his job right now is a long reliever.
Yeah.
And he is needed tonight.
Well, it's exactly right. And Petit brought in to try to get out of the inning, which he did after giving up the base hit to put the Astros ahead. And another base hit. But if Migden comes in, then the A's are probably, well, they would be needing a pitcher for Thursday. Because if Migden did not pitch tonight or tomorrow, then it would be the pitcher Thursday. And the A's would need a starter.
2-1 to Matt Olson, who struck out in the 2nd inning. 2-run homer for Simeon in the 2nd, 2-run homer for Chapman in the 3rd. That's how the A's have got their 4 runs.
Maybe it's one of these knock them down for the. Well, he's got his 5.
Lance McCullers' name on that list is Olson takes the leadoff walk.
So Jay Happ also now with the Yankees. Probably see the A's would see him next week. Well, you got 3 position players coming in to talk to Garrett Cole, saying, hey guy, you were down 4 and now you're up 5-4 and you walked the leadoff back. And Altuve and Bregman from 2nd and 3rd, Maldonado.
Well, we've seen Martin Maldonado, and I like what he does back there.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to show a little enthusiasm. He's not afraid to maybe chew on his pitcher a little bit.
And he probably did it in a nice way to Garrett Cole. And I'm sure coming over here, he did not back off to anybody.
There's some Maldonado, Jonathan Lucroy similarities. 0-1 to Stephen Piscotty. Scotty fouled out his first at bat. Bounces this one to Bregman. Bregman, second, first, double play.
Bob Melvin's going to put up his hand to take a look at it. Ryan Christensen to Adam Roden.
Scotty is coming off the field, so
a quick turn at second by Altuve, which he does well. Left foot, ball and glove. Trying to determine. That's a tough call for Adam Roden.
They're going to check it.
Yeah. Well, the only thing they can look at is the ball in the back of White's glove before Scotty hit the bag. You know, with the 30 seconds, can only imagine for Adam Roden having to decide what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's not a lot of time.
No, and it's, you try to see as many angles and slow-mos as you can. It's all about ball and glove or not.
I think he's safe. I try really hard to eliminate the wishful thinking part of these replays.
You have a pipeline to New York. Those umpires back there who we never know who are there.
It's close. This is a good look here. See there, he looks safe there. But was he clearly, no question about it, safe?
Well, they take as much time in New York as they want, yet they only give 30 seconds here. Well, the one they just showed on Diamond Vision here is safe.
He looks safe.
Now they called him out, though.
They did.
Yeah.
So, call stands. Double play. 2 outs here in the 4th inning. And that'll bring up Simeon.
And he is going to get hit with the definitive thing again. And Bob Melvin shaking his head. That's a tough call.
Simeon's home run high above the Crawford boxes in left field.
Well, just close your eyes and listen to the sound of Marcus Semien. That is a great sound if you're a hitter. 4th home run for Semien in this month of August, first against a right-hander. A multi-home run game against the Angels.
3-0 pitches eased in there first time. And that home run for, I guess, also broke an 0 for 13 stretch. So he had a little bit of a quiet series over the weekend. Simeon last year played in just 85 games. Today, playing in game number 129. Pop-up foul.
You see the upper. See the pitch count for Garrett Cole is 66 in the 4th inning, and that for someone who thrown no more than 116 all season in any one game. That's a lot of pitches, and shaking off. What does he go to?
Over the breaking ball. Cole strikes out, and the Astros get a big double play. Bottom of the fourth coming up. Astros leading the A's 5-4.
Hispanic Heritage Day. This year, a one-of-a-kind sugar skull bobblehead has been crafted to celebrate this special day presented by Chevrolet. The first 15,000 fans for Sunday's 105 game against the Rangers get this one-of-a-kind skull. Grab your tickets at athletics.com/promotion.
So 5-4 Astros lead, bottom of the fourth inning, and when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair expert. So Daniel Migden back in the big leagues and pitching out of the bullpen. In 6 games as a starter earlier this year. And Migden then AAA Nashville made 8 starts and pitched well. He was 4-1 with a 2.98 ERA. So 90 innings at the big league level, 45 innings at the minor league level. So 135 innings total so far this year for Daniel Migden. Well, Bob Melvin doesn't necessarily need him ready to pitch 5 or 6 innings, but I think he'd love to get 2 or 3 good ones out of him.
Yeah, stop the bleeding.
Keep it right where it is.
Well, it's been a while since he has pitched, so it's at least he's well rested. And he's happy because he's a Houston native and getting to come home. And he's joined the ball club, back with the club here. So you notice the mustache is not starting, so it's down.
Yeah. This is the first time that Daniel Migden has pitched as a reliever in the big leagues. Hit pretty well left center field. And right in that corner there is Nick Martini. Maybe not really a corner, but the wall jets pretty much straight back toward the A's bullpen. So it's a little different out there than most.
Yes, it is. Yeah, especially in that area as it the Crawford boxes, the out-of-town scoreboard, then it juts back towards a deeper part of the fence.
I guess what you could say is you could really walk kind of right around the corner.
Yes, you could.
So 1 away. Here's Springer, the leadoff man. And the Astros after tonight have 31 games left. The A's have 30 left. Astros will play 18 at home, 13 on the road.
And that's the half game that separates the two. The game and a half, but the half is the extra game.
And the thing with the Astros is as you mentioned right earlier, their home record is 33-29, so really not that great. but they have the best road record in all of baseball. They're 47-21. So if you're into that kind of stuff, they actually play more home games than road games the rest of the year. 1.5 games separate the two teams in the standings, and the Mariners now 6.5 back. The Astros still have 7 games left with the Angels, all here in Houston. How about that? They have 3 games left with Seattle.
Well, the amazing thing was that Seattle swept in 4 games here.
That's right.
At home, and that's surprising. Of course, the series finale is when Healy hit the home run to tie the game in the 9th against Rondon. Then they took the lead, and Edwin Diaz came in.
Springer slowly hit. Chapman's got it. Chapman's throw, and they just get Springer for the second out. So nice play by Matt Chapman.
Well, Springer hit the ball that he could not backhand with the topspin this much slower, but a patented play by Chapman to catch and throw a bullet to the very speedy Springer as Chapman was playing deep. Long way to run. I always think about this dirt here in Houston. It's the area between the grass and the infield and the outfield. There's a lot of dirt, and if you play on the outfield, it's they say is a longer throw. Chapman, of course, it doesn't matter. Simeon's got a strong arm.
Belted deep. Foul. So you're saying there's more. The infield dirt goes deeper.
Deeper. To the point.
Shouldn't it be?
It should be
all the same.
All the same. But certain parks it just seemed, because I walked it and it was different from third base to the outfield grass.
Bregman shoots one down the left field line off the wall. Martini gets it in quickly. The throw to second base, and he's out. Nice play by Nick Martini. He played it well off the wall, and he threw a perfect strike to Lowry. And Bregman is thrown out at second base. Astros may want to take a little look at it. See what we see on the play at third. Or at. Doesn't look like they are going to check it. So it'll be a single, but Bregman thrown out at second base. Here Cole's first pitch to Jonathan Lucroy, top of the 5th inning, is in for a strike. Bregman thrown out at second base. He was looking for double number 42. Nick Martini had other ideas. Lucroy Did not hold up his swing, and the count is 0-2. Lucroy, Laureano, and Martini here in the 5th. Pitch number 70 coming up for Garrett Cole. Chopped. Bregman in front of Correa, juggles, throws, still got it. 1 out.
Well, that close at first, and how about Bregman going into second? A throw from Nick Martini, who played it perfectly, and a throw to Lowry. Does he tag him? Is his foot on the bag? Close look, check the left leg, missed the left. Did he get him before the right foot hit, or the left foot?
Well, it was such an unconventional slide by Bregman. But a heck of a throw by Nick Martini. Ray, wanted to finish up my thoughts on the Astros schedule. They do not have a road division game in September.
I heard that. Yeah, and then they finish what, the last week? Where do they go?
They finish at Toronto, at Baltimore. Well, with 5 teams in a division.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure, playing September within your division is great. Well, 4 of the teams are going to do that. 1 is not, and this year it's the Astros. The Astros, their September opponents, they'll finish August and then go into September against the Angels. The notes against the AL West here, 8-17. That's hard to imagine. And Laureano just out on another close play.
Well, the Astros are free of any challenges for the rest of the game from the A's on plays at first because they lost their challenge. Laureano, of course, the former Astro, hustling down the line, backhand, but here's your shortstop, and a strong throw, and just gets Laureano. Nice pick by White, but Correa, very strong and very good shortstop.
So now to the top of the order, Nick Martini. The Astros in September, Ray, will play the Twins, the Red Sox, the Tigers, the Diamondbacks, the Mariners, the Angels, the Blue Jays, and the Orioles. Well, they're done with the A's.
Yeah, that's right.
So kind of strange.
Yeah.
A's still with 7 games left with the Seattle Mariners, 6 left with the Angels as part of their 30 games still to play in this regular season. Strike 3 call. 5 in a row retired by Garrett Cole. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Astros leading the A's 5-4.
MLB at Bat is your #1 athletics app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get A's home screen icons and features such as the MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. Oh, there they are, riding
nice
on the streets of Houston, and it's hot.
That's how Ray and I get back to the hotel.
Yeah. When are you going to hire that?
Actually, it's not a terrible idea.
I know. Matter of fact, when are you going to do it?
7th inning. We'll make the call, have him waiting outside. Daniel Migden. 2nd inning of work as he faces Altuve, Correa, and Gonzalez. A's with 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, and we're feeling pretty good. 4-0 going to the bottom of the 3rd, but the Astros scored 5 times to take the 5-4 lead.
It'd be nice if the A's could scored 4 runs in the 9th inning in a scoreless game. Take the chances.
Altuve doubled in a run in that 3rd inning. He also scored. For 20 with a home run against Daniel Migden. Pop up. Olson's over there, but he's going to run out of room. 1-2 to Jose Altuve. The American League MVP last year, just the 2nd Astro to ever do that. Jeff Bagwell did it in 1994. Outside. Another foul ball right side. The giveaway today at the ballpark is a replica World Series ring.
They've already done that this year, haven't they?
Yeah, they did it earlier in the year. It was so popular. They've done it 2 more times.
Yeah. Well, this kind of crowd do it every game.
It is. Really close to a sellout. Up the middle. And that's Jose Altuve right there. Just reach for it. Always seems to get good wood on it, even if he's reaching for it, and it rolls up the middle for a hit.
Well, you have a magic wand, and you know your numbers are pretty good against a pitcher, and Migden did everything he could to try to put him away, but Altuve with that pretty good slider, 84 on the outside part of the plate, just reach for it, like you said, and something about this infield is pretty hard, so it makes contact on the infield, shoots through it perfectly.
So that is 11 hits for the Astros. The A's have 3. First pitch is down and away.
The grid knows in the 1st inning when Bregman got the base hit, but Altuve first pitch hitting, 5-4-3 double play, and things are looking good. The A's took the lead, had some runs, and then Anderson imploded. In the last 6 starts, Anderson 7 innings in his last start, as you mentioned. Had the successful run of scoreless innings. Let's go back to Anderson's last start. Game 126 since then. It's been 4 1/3, 5 4+, 5+, 5 2/3, 4 2/3, 2 2/3. And starters are not going deep. And today or tonight, Bob Melvin had to go to the bullpen in the 3rd inning, and he hopes that Migden can give him some innings. And not just innings, but quality innings, and try to hold the Astros down.
Keeping an eye on Altuve. He's got 15 steals this year. So stolen base totals, they start tapering off a little bit for Altuve. He had 32 last year. His totals from the last 3 years, 38, 30, and then 32. He can still steal one if he needs to, though.
Yeah.
And that's an important part of it. Astros as a team not stealing quite as much as they did last year. They have 62 stolen bases this year.
They had one of the best base stealers in all of baseball, and Gary Pettis at third, yet they don't run that much. Of course, it's kind of a lost art throughout baseball. You do not see a lot of teams running bases for the fear of maybe having the runner thrown out. Really don't see a lot of hit and runs. It's more just trying to go first to third on a base hit.
Last year, the Astros had 98 stolen bases. They also led the world in total run score. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
Well, the one thing is we've talked about, Jonathan Lucroy has done a good job throwing out base runners. It's a slow curve, good pitch to run on. Altuve did not, as Correa swung through the curveball. One of the signature pitches of Daniel Mingden. But that's to throw to first base. Let's see if that's what the thumb is. Mingden quickly throwing. Olsen making the tag on the left or the right forearm, and Olsen fake throwing the ball back, but Altuve didn't bite.
Right there, strike three called. Correa knew it. So 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th.
So what was he looking for, Cape?
Knuckleball.
Not a fastball down the middle of 91, lower part of the strike zone. Knuckleball. It's not on the scatter report.
What are you looking for? A knuckleball?
Knuckle hit. That's very surprising. Maybe he's looking for the big curveball that he swung and missed. Figured, hey, I looked silly on that pitch. I'm going to get another one. But he didn't. Took the fastball.
So here's Marwin Gonzalez with 1 out. Outside corner strike. Gonzalez had an RBI single in that 3rd inning. He also scored a run. There's a lot going on in that inning. The Astros had 7 hits. Altuve's leaning a little bit. Mingden steps off. On deck is Tyler White. That's up the middle, and that's a base hit. Altuve stops at second base, and that is hit number 12 for Houston.
Well, just reached out, and that's pretty good hitting by Gonzalez, who, as we've discussed, going to be a free agent. Somebody's going to get a good player. There's a lot of positions that can do that. Switch hitter.
Well, you wonder, with Gonzalez being a free agent, he very well may sign back here. We don't know. But if he were to sign with a different team, do you say, hey, you know what, we want you to be our everyday shortstop? Or do you say, you know what, let's keep doing what you're doing. You're still going to get 500 at bat.
Yeah.
That, to me, is where he's most valuable.
Right, exactly. As long as he gets the payday, which he probably will. Because of his versatility. Yeah, very good hitter. And, you know, smart hitter, too. Because if he rolls over, is definitely known for the right general manager, and that is Craig Biggio. To his right, our left, Hall of Famer. 2 of the 3 killer bees in, Bagwell and Biggio.
There's a strike.
Special assistant to the general manager. They do a lot here in that regard as far as the former Astro players. Hall of Famers we mentioned. Special assistant to Jeff Luhnow. So Jeff Luhnow, there is Bagwell and Biggio, a couple of numbers retired. Bergman, the other part of the killer bees.
That one was drilled down the right field line, but foul. So 1-2 to Tyler White.
I think Biggio's son's a big football player, isn't he? I'll say Notre Dame. You know, a couple years ago when he was here, he was watching one of the games. I thought it was Notre Dame. For some reason, it stands out. If you don't know, then nobody knows, because football, you know. How'd the Packers do?
Huh?
How'd the Packers do? That was exhibition, though. It doesn't count.
Lost.
Doesn't matter, right?
No, actually, it doesn't matter at all.
That is 3,000th hit right here. Going for a double, got thrown out at second. So just a base hit to right center.
Driven to right center where Laureano backs up. Laureano sets up Altuve. Also back to tag, but stays at second base.
You know, Cup, the fact that the base hit by Gonzalez, and Laureano does a good job in center charging balls. And Altuve, it's almost like he knew that, and he just kind of coasted to second. Normally you see him go first to third on ground balls up the middle, but Gonzalez base hit. Altuve gets to second. He would have scored on that fly ball to Laureano, but the fact is first and second, it's just a fly ball out. So good center field play by Laureano. And you keep that man from third base. And good news he didn't try to steal, and maybe the knees bugging him a little bit that he couldn't try. He also has Paul Bunyan coming up.
That would be Evan Gattis. Ground out and a base hit. Gattis takes a breaking ball and a good one. Migden, a fast worker. Sometimes a hitter may slow himself down just to slow Migden down a little bit. But Migden he's ready to roll. In fact, when Migden goes out to pitch, going out for the half inning, he's almost to the mound by the time we go to break.
Exactly. Well, he's in the dugout with his glove on his hand, ready for
he's in sprinter's
final out.
Sprinter's stance. So big out to get here with 2 on and 2 out. Hit hard but foul. Now Migden ahead in the count, 1-2. A's will have Chapman, Lowry, and Davis in the top of the 6th inning. Just got a piece of it. That is that Migden slow curve. See a lot of hitters have so much trouble waiting back on.
I saw some pretty good ones yesterday from Chris Bassett, but this one stayed up a little bit. It'd been nice to be down below the knees, and maybe would have gotten a swing and miss, but Gaddis able to make contact.
And he got him. He stayed with it, and he gets the strikeout. A couple of strikeouts for Migden in the inning, and a couple of runners stranded for the Astros.
about Matt Chapman. Hanging breaking ball just like yesterday. He had 2 yesterday. Won a curveball, won a fastball, a 2-home run game. Second in his career. Tonight, a 2-run towering home run on a breaking ball. Excitement in the clubhouse of the dugout that time, 4-0. But Matt Chapman's 2-run home run made it 4-0. But the Astros have tied it and taken a 5-4 lead.
So Chapman to lead things off, Lowry to follow, and then Davis against Garrett Cole, sitting at 78 pitches. Cole has retired 5 in a row. He's got 6 strikeouts. And he has walked 2. Looking for his 12th win of the year. That one's hit in the air down the right field line. Reddick, a long run, but it'll be into the seats. Mariners are off today. Will be in San Diego on Tuesday and Wednesday before coming to the Bay Area for their 4-game series against the A's starting Thursday night. The Mariners took 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks in Arizona over the weekend. They're 6.5 back in the division. 5 games behind the A's for that second wild card spot. So the Mariners still have time, but they don't have a lot of time.
They have to be paying a lot of attention to the A's in this series. Figuring the Astros are good, although as you mentioned they swept the Astros in 4 games here. The Astros did better up in Seattle, and the series just concluded.
There's a shot fair headed for the left field corner. The red hot Matt Chapman with another hit. This is a leadoff double.
And you know how he fouls off those tough fastballs and he gets a hanging breaking ball. And he crushed it down the third baseline. Another breaking ball. This is Maldonado. He loves to call the breaking ball, and again, that's something to take note of. And Chapman with Bregman diving, no chance. That's how hard it was a hit by Matt Chapman. You know, Garrett Cole has a good breaking ball, but he's hanging a lot of them tonight. He hung one for the 2-run home run, and then he's hung that slider to Chapman for the double.
Bregman over there, but it'll be back amongst the fans.
Well, let's see if Jed Lowry can do what Nick Martini could not. And that was with a double and trying to get, in this case, Chapman over to third.
Carlos Correa, the shortstop, moves over towards second base, and this one's popped up again, and this may be playable. Bregman, he's got it. And Jed Lowry will not be happy with that. As he did it once, and the ball went into the seats for a foul ball, and then he did it again, and this time it was playable and caught by Bregman.
And the same thing happened. His last at bat popped up after the 2-run home run by Chapman. He popped up to third base, and you know, watching, and again, maybe all lefties are played the same way by Gonzalez on left field, but he was really shading Lowry that direction as he shows his displeasure. You know, probably more so kept even swinging at the pitch because he couldn't do anything except what he just did.
Yeah, a lot of times it's about the pitch.
Yeah.
Where was it?
Exactly.
Velocity. Because it's not like Jed Lowry isn't trying to pull the ball. 0-1 to Chris Davis. A walk and a run scored in the second, a ground out in the third, and Davis now behind in the count 0-2. Fastball. Davis does not chase. Chris Davis this year with runners in scoring position, pretty good average, 282. A's as a team 262. Got it. 97 miles an hour. 7 strikeouts for Garrett Cole.
Didn't go soft inning either. He just went straight at him with a fastball and tried to go in, elevated it. And a good location on a fastball up in the zone.
Seems like the ball kind of jumps out of Cole's hand.
Yeah.
It's a pretty simple delivery, and it doesn't even really look like a max effort delivery.
That's right, and that's what.
But it comes out hot.
That's exactly right. That's what it looks like.
1-0 to Matt Olson, who has a strikeout and a walk.
Well, that's an interesting at bat. First base is open. He got a lead, but a right-hander Piscotty coming up, who has some history against Garrett Cole, as you mentioned. He and Jonathan Lucroy both.
Pick off, and Chapman just gets back. Maldonado with a good arm. Really a planned play. Correa was playing close to second base. You can see it.
Ball skipped, and see in center field, Springer backing up just in case the ball got past him. But figured 2 outs. You throw to second. If it gets by him, not a problem. You throw to third. Try to pick off. It's a different story. But if it keeps him 1 step closer to second, it's a positive play from Maldonado's standpoint.
2-0 breaking ball, and it drops in for a strike to make it 2-1.
Still, this is pitching backwards, but this is the catcher. This is Maldonado, and in a sense, what he is saying to the pitcher, I believe you can throw the breaking ball in a fastball count, and that's why he keeps calling it. 3-2, 2-0, 3-1. See if he does it that here on the 3-1. There's the right-hander Piscotty in the on-deck circle.
Swing. Miss. Came right at him. Tied him up a little bit.
You know what it seems like, and what it seems like we have seen from Matt Olson. It's like he's changing his swing and really gearing up for a fastball to try to catch up to it, and he's not. So if he does that 3-1, why should he not throw it again 3-2?
Foul back. He went with the fastball at 99, and Olson took a good cut and fouled it straight back. So we'll do it again.
Well, it's really kind of a free pitch because, again, I think with first base open, I don't know that Maldonado would be opposed to calling a slider if he misses with it. But he has the option of going with either the fastball or the slider.
To make sure. And a pretty important pitch.
Yeah. I want to call the pitch, and I want you to give up a 2-run home run. It would be nice if he said that, but he's not going to. But it's good to get on the same page. It's worthy of a mound visit. Not to be concerned about that. Better be on the same page with a crucial pitch coming up.
Strikeouts for Garrett Cole, and the A's strand the leadoff double. Bottom of the 6th coming up.
sale and get up to 37% off appliances and up to 50% off mattresses.
5-4 Astros lead. It's the bottom of the 6th inning with Reddick leading it off. Inning number 3 of work for Daniel Migden. Reddick, Maldonado, and Springer. Reddick grips one toward right, but Piscotty hustles back and makes the catch. 1 out.
I stand corrected on Craig Biggio's son. His son is Kevin, who plays in the Toronto organization in AA. He went to the University of Notre Dame as a baseball player.
I got you.
So standing corrected on that. So not surprised that Craig Biggio has a son playing professional baseball.
Yeah, he's part of the
That's right.
the Biggio, Bichette, Guerrero.
That's right.
Grouping.
That's right.
Of next generation players that the Toronto Blue Jays are very, very excited about. 0-1 to Maldonado. Kendrys Morales did not homer tonight, Ray. The Orioles shut out the Blue Jays 7-0. Kendrys Morales had homered in 7 straight games, but he could not get to 8. 8 would have tied the Major League record of consecutive games with a home run. But not a bad stretch for Kendrys Morales.
What was that about? He's in his windup and he stepped out and they called time.
Migden's not happy. Migden does the hesitation, does it every time.
Of course he does. And he's winding up. And he's in windup.
Yeah, that's a bad move by Jim Reynolds.
That's terrible.
I don't blame the hitter. I blame the umpire.
Well, exactly. Because the umpire does not have to give it. And that's simply an umpire really not knowing Daniel Migden and his style of pitching.
Well, it is his 3rd inning of work. He's thrown 35 pitches. You're the home plate umpire, and you've been staring right at him for all 35.
Exactly. And really, it's the hitter that's taking more time than Daniel Migden.
And the breaking ball and the swing and a miss. Migden's ready. Maldonado not quite ready yet.
I mean, and yet if the pitcher was taking as much time as Maldonado is, the umpire would get angry with the pitcher. But Migden is always ready.
That's hot. So the count even at 2-2. Colin McHugh warming up like he's coming in the game. Towards center field, Laureano waits. And Migden's not happy at all with Maldonado, and you know what? I don't blame him. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th for George Springer. But as we say, the hitter just asks for time.
Right.
It's a request. Springer is 1 for 3. First pitch is down. Springer picked up his 60th RBI in the 3rd inning. Springer was on the disabled list with that thumb injury, and in that series in Oakland, he got jammed a couple times, and he was in a lot of pain. we also find out that he has missed the last 6 games, but he was dealing with a quad injury. So that I think the thumb was part of it, but the quad as well. Back in there tonight after missing 6 games. As Ray said, he did pinch hit yesterday.
A.J. Hinch's manager said he never thought a strikeout would be so big for Springer, which he did strike out, but indicated he was going to play tonight. He was okay with it. Both Springer and A.J. Hinch. Of course, they swept the Angels. They were happy about a lot of things.
Have won 5 in a row. This is the swing which got us thinking, and he was in a lot of pain. And that's that thumb that he injured sliding into second base. How can that not hurt a lot? Oh my goodness.
Well, he broke his bat, which means he got in his kitchen, and then a thumb on top of it.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and that's a pretty good pitch. Make it 3-2. Wishful thinking. Snapped off a good curveball tonight.
Good breaking ball. Get it in the back of his mind, and a great pitch to throw. 3-1.
No full count. Again. Although that one may be a little bit bigger break.
Yeah, a little bit more of a hanger, not the sharp breaking one that he threw. It's almost like he wanted to throw the 3-1 the same to 3-2 to try to get him to chase.
If there's any question, Ray, that the Astros are trying to slow down Daniel Miggy.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm really trying to think about, I've never seen a pitcher actually in the windup with nobody on base and a hitter steps out and the umpire grants him time.
There's the walk. So Springer with a 2-out walk.
You know, we've seen it with the runner on base where the pitcher takes a little extra time and maybe holding, which is part of a game plan. Hold, step off, throw over, pitch out, but not in the windup. It's called gamesmanship.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very fast worker. You can just tell. I think the Astros are. I think they're taking their time to just try to slow him down a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that, unless you try to call timeout. Big night for Bregman. Single, double, single. He's knocked in a run and scored a run. Play Bregman pretty much straight away. Drives the ball all over the ballpark.
Well, really, it's a time where you're trying to cut off the ball. Play no doubles in a sense, because if a ball gets into the gap, Springer, if it gets past an outfielder, Springer will be able to score from first, and knowing that his third base coach is going to be aggressive in sending.
Not running, and it's in there. Lucroy blocks it.
Curveball, Jonathan Lucroy anticipating the break, the movement going outside, and does a good job of smarting the ball, keeping the runner first. A statistic that should be in the pack.
I agree.
this point keeps the runner out of scoring position, and that's huge. Goes from an extra base hit to scoring from first versus a base hit.
Springer with a good lead at first. And the 2-0 pitch is in first strike. White Sox beat the Yankees 6-2 at Yankee Stadium. Yankees been hot. They've won 8 out of 9, but lose tonight. So the A's could pick up a game on the Yankees in that fight for the #1 wild card spot.
A win tonight for the A's could be huge in all respects.
All right, Mariners not playing. You beat the team you're chasing, and the Yankees have lost. Mariano's going to get back there, and he makes the catch. Side retired, so a runner left. We're through 6 from Houston. 5-4 Astros.
For 6 innings. It is Garrett Cole. 6 innings of 4 earned runs, a couple of home runs, one by Marcus Semien, one by Matt Chapman, accounting for the 4 runs. Good breaking ball. And look at those lines, but he's out of the game. Done. 6 innings. Garrett Cole, 6 innings, and he turns it over to Colin McHugh. 5-run 3rd inning for the Astros. That's the difference. The A's 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd. Astros 5 in the 3rd. Mington has done a great job to keep a 0 on the board. Unfortunately, the A's have not been able to score against Garrett Cole, but they'll try it against Colin McHugh.
When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. So it is Colin McHugh. 1.68 ERA. He's got 5 wins, appearing in his 45th game. All out of the bullpen this year, so he is a reliever. Used to seeing him as a starter, but now doing a pretty good job out of the bullpen for the Astros.
Well, enough for A.J. Hinch, Brent Strom to go to him in the 7th inning. He pitched a game in Oakland on the 17th, the last time. But how about on July the 10th? You remember this, Kai? The A's scored 4 runs in the 9th inning to tie it, and then Stephen Piscotty in the 10th into the Crawford boxes. The unfortunate thing is the A's lost it in the bottom of the 10th. Or the 11th, that is. But Piscotty had given the A's the lead, but the A's lost it on that horrible play at the plate that we don't even want to think about. Think about the home run.
1-2 now to Stephen Piscotty.
You also pitched the game at Coliseum on the 17th, in which the A's tied it in the 9th, as they did here on the July 10th, and then won it with the Matt Olson home run off Tony Sipp. That's the A's trying to get back even.
One-two pitch. Foul back again. The Astros team ERA is the best in the American League at 3.11. Their bullpen ERA is also tops in the American League at 3.04. The A's bullpen, we know how terrific they are. They have the third best bullpen ERA, 3.27. So we're seeing two of the best bullpens in all of baseball in this series. Driven to center, but playable. Springer's back there. Lots of room out there. Center field fence is 409.
That's the difference of pulling the ball and hitting the center field. Fans, before you agree to another Labor Day barbecue, make sure you grab your tickets for the hottest team in baseball as the A's host the Yankees for a 3-game set in Oakland. Come to the ballpark to see Matt Chapman, Jed Lowry. Best bullpen in the business to defend the Bay from the Bronx Bombers. Grab your tickets to this key series starting September the 3rd. Athletics.com/pinstripes. Athletics.com/pinstripes. You know what? Labor Day, it's a day game, right?
Yes.
How about come to the game and then barbecue? That's right. We can agree to a Labor Day game and a Labor Day barbecue. Be a nice day.
0-1 to Marcus Semien. 2-run homer back in the second inning. Astros moving around a little bit on the infield. Altuve now slides over to the right side of second base. 0-2, 77-mile-per-hour curveball from McHugh. Very cold. Looking for 9 outs from his bullpen. Astros with just one left-handed pitcher in that bullpen. That's Tony Sipp. All the rest are right-handers. There's Lou Trevino. Again, the curveball. Q. He's always had that pitch.
Yeah, the old spin rate, which I can't explain. All I know is you count the revolutions.
That's tough to do.
Yeah, no.
And he got it. So he just stayed with it. You see the miles per hour. That one was 76 miles per hour.
Well, this is the curveball. This is the spin rate. This is really a pretty good pitch for Colin McHugh. It's really one of his go-to pitches. Probably uses the fastball as a waste pitch. They think breaking ball waste, but just the opposite for McHugh.
So that's 9 strikeouts for Astros pitchers, and Lucroy fouls the first pitch back. Lucroy is grounded out to first, and he has grounded out to third. That's going to drop for a hit. Jonathan Lucroy with a 2-out single. Sounded like he may have hit that right off the end of the bat.
Well, he stayed with the breaking ball. It was off the end of the bat, and enough to get it over the head of Correa into Springer to left center. Stick to Gonzalez, but base hit.
So hit number 5 for the A's. See if they can work Lucroy around as Ramon Laureano will step up. Double and a run scored in the third. Ground out to short in the 5th for Laureano, hitting 9th in the A's lineup. First pitch is in for a strike.
I don't know how much Laureano might have faced McHugh in spring training. Never the Astros organization, but he knows through Darren Bush and watching video the excellent curveball from McHugh, so he's very familiar with it.
Got it again. Missed it.
Looks like he better know a lot about it because he may not get another one. It's not the conventional 12-6. It's more of a, say, a 1 o'clock over to about maybe change up. Better go to it.
And he chased it. So on 3 pitches, Laureano strikes out. So 7th inning stretch time from Minute Maid Park. 5-4 Stros.
T-Mobile, and this is how it started. This was a double by Springer down the line. Bregman had a lot of doubles. Here's one off the wall. Another double by Altuve down the left field line. And then it was this ball up the middle that would score on the throw. He went to second. This is White bringing home Gonzalez. A lot of things happening. 5 runs in the 7-hit inning. The 3rd inning, the A's had a 4-0 lead. And the 5 runs, 7 of those 12 hits coming in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And that's where we are right now in the bottom of the 7th with the Astros leading 5-4. Daniel Mengden still on the mound. There's your World Championship ring, Altuve. That's about as big as they make them now.
Yeah, that's actually a word. That's, yeah.
It's called a trophy.
It's one of their rings. A little bigger than the one you have. Huh?
Yeah, and at least I can wear mine. Not on my head.
Altuve to lead it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Altuve, Correa, and Gonzalez. Mengden inning number 4 for him. 51 pitches. Fly ball left field. Martini is under it, and he's got it. Still only a 1-run game.
It is, and that's what Mengden has done. And, you know, we talked about the long reliever, and I'm thinking back to the game. Remember Jesse Hahn started the game here, that Andrew Trix came in, didn't get out of the 1st inning. Jesse Hahn did, and I think 2/3, and Trix came in, pitched about 5 innings, did a great job, and holding the Astros down. But this is similar to what Mengden's doing, although in that game, a lot of runs, the A's were behind early, but Triggs did the job similar to what Mengden is doing tonight.
1-0 to Carlos Correa, who's 1 for 3. Daniel Mengden doing exactly what he was brought back up to do. Maybe didn't figure he was going to be doing it in his very first game, but he is, and he's doing a good job as he gets Correa 2 outs.
Well, and mentioned earlier that it's his first relief appearance. And if you think about as a starter, remember his routine is forever, like an hour. Well, as a reliever, you don't have that time. He started throwing when Petit was in the line or pitching in the game.
Sure.
But I would think Bob Melvin might be thinking now, if he could have gotten through the inning without, well, Petit actually gave up the hit to White to tie the game, put them ahead. And then after he got out of the inning, Petit with an inning or a 1/3 of an inning, couple of hits. And Mengden has done his job ever since.
Yeah, it's an adjustment for every starting pitcher, obviously.
Sure.
But for Mengden, you're right. It's even more so.
Yeah.
It's a 7:05 game. He's out there at 6:15.
Yeah, exactly. When we saw him in Cincinnati when he made his major debut, and it's hotter than heck, humid, and he was out there. But that's his routine. And of course, again, he knew going to the bullpen, the mustache stays down. He always curls it up whenever he is starting. While the fingers look.
Good pitch there. 1-1 the count to Marwin Gonzalez. Gonzalez 2 for 3 tonight. 2 singles, a run scored, and an RBI. He drives this one toward right center field. That's going to be trouble. Laureano hustling over to cut it off, and he does. Gonzalez gets to second, but a strange tumble by Laureano out in center field. I thought he got hurt.
I did too. I thought he had hyperextended his knee.
It just looked strange. He's up walking back, which is certainly a good sign. As he's doing that, Piscotty is replacing his turf. I think there was a big divot taken out.
And you know, it looked like he tried to go to the slide, but his cleats got caught in the turf as he went for the slide right there. And see the left knee, that's the problem. And fortunately, Piscotty was there. See that left knee and buckled him over. That is the scary thing about a hyperextension of the left knee. But once he did that, boom, right there. And then catapulted over, but Piscotty's there, give me the ball, gets it back in. So with 2 outs, Gonzalez going to be in scoring position anyway.
Pitch to White, down and away. So it is a double for Gonzalez. He's got 3 hits. Tyler White, 1 for 3 RBI single. Told you Tyler White is hot, and he's playing a fair amount. Since the All-Star break, he's played in 21 games. He's hitting .333 with 6 home runs. And he's getting a chance to play a lot due to injuries. Gurriel was playing second base and third base, and that allowed White to play a fair amount at first base, which is the spot Gurriel plays. So he helped pick up the slack. Two 2-0 to Tyler White. Be careful here. White with that very open stance. That one's not close, and now it's 3-0.
Slide, knee. See the left knee, hyperextend. Ha! That is very, very scary. Yeah, that's what happened. I think it was Chad Pinder in Oakland. That's right. Unfortunately, the turf kind of skidded, but still hyperextended his knee and able to stay okay. I mean, there's been a couple of things happen to Laureano tonight.
3-0 pitch is in first strike.
White swung at the 3-0 pitch. That was back in the second inning. Nice play by Matt Chapman, threw across his body. And Chad Pinder, who, it's amazing the season he has had, 10 home runs that he's hit. Very strong, playing a lot of different positions.
Man, a 3-1 curveball and a good pitch by Migden.
Throw it again, throw it hard. Hitter is this hot. He didn't swing 3-0 this time, but Gaddis, the on deck, a very good hitter himself.
Gonzalez, the runner at second. Lowry trying to keep him somewhat close. 3-2 pitch, just missed, and he walked it. Hey, the Quakes took care of first place FC Dallas 3-1 earlier this month in Texas. Now they try to do it again at Avaya Stadium on Wednesday at 7:30. Also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. The home of the authentic Quakes fan is NBC Sports California. That is Wednesday night. A's and Astros will play a night game tomorrow and then a day game on Wednesday. A's will then head home. Get ready for the Seattle Mariners. So Gaddis hits with 2 on and 2 out. He's 1 for 3 tonight.
And remember, he singled to right field back in the second at bat, struck out on a big curveball from Mengden in his third at bat.
Gaddis, chopper, Chapman. He'll throw to second and get the out there. And the Astros strand a pair. 8th inning coming up. 5-4 Houston.
Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Cresco. Your #1 choice for tool and equipment rental with 19 stores to serve you in Northern California.
One-run game, Astros 5, A's 4, top of the 8th inning. It's back to the bullpen for Houston. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts. It's Ryan Presley. And the Astros acquired from the Minnesota Twins. And he's having a good season, his 63rd appearance. Those are his overall numbers. And it's quickly 0-2 to Nick Martini.
Had 2 against the Athletics back in the 17th and 19th. That weekend series. Friday and Sunday games. Okay.
Plus he's got a 1.69 ERA in his 11 appearances with the Astros. To pitch, tap slowly right side. And it's going to be a close play, but Presley gets over there, gets his foot down. Martini's out. So Nick Martini 0 for 4. And here's Chapman.
Now, Presley's one of the names you mentioned of Minnesota over the weekend. Yep. He's one of the many players traded by the Twins.
It was a long list.
And remember, it's Osuna's doing the closing. Rondon, who the A's tied the game back in July. But he's closing, and so is Osuna. It was Osuna closing in Anaheim. We'll see what AJ Hinch does tonight if the game remains the same.
First pitch to Matt Chapman in for a strike. Chapman is hot. Struck out in the first, homered in the third, doubled in the 6th. He's got 11 hits in his last 22 at-bats. He's hitting .348 since the All-Star break. I don't have the numbers, but it does not seem like he's striking out in
no. He's seeing the fastballs, fouling them off, and he's also doing a good job hitting hanging breaking balls.
Drives this one to center, right at Springer. A well-hit ball. Nothing to show for that one for Matt Chapman. 2 away here in the 8th inning. And here's Lowry. One to Lowry. The crowd tonight, it's a biggie. 43,171. That's the 12th sellout of the year here at Minute Maid Park in Houston. Rolled up the first baseline. Fair ball, and that is a very easy inning for Ryan Presley. Bottom of the 8th coming up.
may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
This game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 4-5-0 for the A's, 5-13-0 for the Astros. A's had a 4-0 lead, but 5 spot for the Astros in the bottom of the third. Brandon Anderson knocked out in that third inning. Simeon and Chapman have homered. Garrett Cole won 6, but it was 5 runs and 7 hits alone in the bottom of the third inning. So now it's the bottom of the 8th. Lou Trevino is the new pitcher. He'll face Reddick, Maldonado, and Springer. So the A's will get one more shot in game 1 of this big 3-game series. The Astros with a 1.5 lead over the A's in the American League West. First pitch to Reddick, slapped toward left. Martini goes back and he dropped it. And Reddick now is going to try for second as the throw sails over Olson's head, and then it bounces away from Olson. Reddick is just standing at second base. Now he's going to go to third, and he's safe.
Wow. That's a double error. That's got to be 2 errors. Well, it should have been caught, then a wild throw back. And you're right, Reddick was standing there. He was happy to get to second. And then all of a sudden the ball's over to be retrieved, but it looked like he went back and had it. He did have his glove and dropped it. And then the throw airmailed everybody, and Olson couldn't stop it. So just like that, ball off the heel of the glove. You're right, the ball just slapped by Reddick. It wasn't as if it was ball was driven. He's second. I'm happy. Got him to second base. And
very, very strange play.
Well, so strange that he's upset. He thought he made it out. Then okay, then he goes to second, and he's going to be happy there. And then he's going to say, "Oh, there's the ball. I'm going to go to third." So all of this, and then all of a sudden he's at third with nobody out. And the one thing the A's were hopeful of not having, and they still hope it, and that's not allowed to run in this inning.
It looks like it's going to be a hit and an error.
Well, it's a gift hit. I mean, if the hitter knows it should have been an out, but regardless, he's at third.
It's got to be a single. So the error is on. On the left fielder. A little flare that's going to be trouble, and it's going to fall, and it's foul. Not by much. So the count 0-2.
Well, it wasn't fouled by much.
Hit the dirt.
But it was going to be, I mean, with the infield playing in, which they have to, of course, trying to cut down this run, and they've got, Nationals had 3 opportunities. And regardless, it's going to be the top of the batting order, no matter what Maldonado does.
So Lou Trevino in need of a strikeout. Maldonado is 1 for 3. Infield in. And this is inside 99 miles an hour. Outfield straight away. And he got him. Blew it by him at 99 miles an hour. Maldonado strikes out. So that's 1 big out. All right, here's our Wells Fargo look ahead tomorrow. Our coverage starts at 4:30 right here on NBC Sports California. The pitching matchup is Edwin Jackson and Charlie Morton. You don't want to miss it. And then on Wednesday, our game will be on the MLB Network 11:10 first pitch back to the Bay Area again on the MLB Network. Trevor Cahill and Dallas Keuchel. So Springer steps up. He's 1 for 3 with a double and a walk. And he swings and misses at a pitch that was way outside. Springer's double in the third knocked in a run. It was the first of 3 consecutive doubles by the Astros. Swing and a miss again. Same pitch.
We'll go back to the same pitch because it looks like he's favoring his hand a little bit. Like he can't hold up if the pitch is out there. Just kind of flails at it.
If your hand hurts at all and you're worried about getting jammed, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, and then worry about that. And yeah, so they throw the turbo sinker that he threw to Maldonado, try to get the strikeout, or go back to the same pitch.
And he did, and this time Springer was able to check his swing. 1-2 the count.
Definitely strong enough to check it, so the hand must be feeling pretty good.
Trevino looking for another strikeout. And Lucroy has to reach back for that one. Not easy to do when your pitcher's throwing the velocity that Trevino is throwing.
But especially if you look at inside, it becomes an emergency catch, which is what he did, backing up using the backhand.
And Springer steps out. Trevino goes to check on the rosin bag. Stands well off the plate. And now it's a full count. So Springer's been able to fight back from an 0-2 count to get the count full.
After swinging at 2, after getting behind 0-2, he's been able to take the next 3. And you know what? Do it again. Only started towards the middle of the plate and let him swing and miss.
And he missed outside. So Springer ends up getting the walk. And now it's Bregman, who's
Bob Melvin's telling the middle infield looked like they played for 2. And first and third, really depending how the ball is hit. And this is a case where you want the ball hit sharply to one of the infielders. You don't want to softly hit, because then the most you're going to be able to do is get one out, and it's usually going to be at first. I think that Reddick would be going on contact regardless.
3 hits tonight for Bregman, 2 singles and a double. Bregman, a tough guy to strike out. It's this one to right. That's it well. Piscotty going back. Piscotty still going back. Piscotty can't get it. It's gone. That's a 3-run homer for Alex Bregman. And now it's 8-4.
6 cutters, and then goes fastball first pitch to Bregman. He was all over it, looking for it, got it, and to right field. So he goes to left field, except with a fastball. And Piscotty went back as far as it could. Actually, the wall stopped him, but it was the line drive right into the hands of the fan in right field.
4 hits, 4 RBIs tonight for Bregman. And here's Altuve, still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Well, it's going to be a sac fly regardless. That would have been just as bad, but worse was the 3-run home run.
Now, even with Altuve in the lineup, I think right now Bregman's the toughest out in their lineup. He's having a sensational season. He's got 83 RBIs now, and that was his 25th home run.
MVP of the All-Star game.
1 to Jose Altuve. Altuve's 2 for 4. 15 hits now for the Astros. A little bit low. 3-1, 99 miles an hour.
This might be the last batter regardless, because I don't think they want to burn Trevino.
No, you want to have him for tomorrow night. Pagan, the way he's throwing, looks like he's about ready. He's led 4-0. Now trail 8-4. And it's inside, and he walked him. A couple of walks in the inning by Trevino, and Bob Melvin's coming out. 17 pitches by Trevino, and Bregman gets him for a 3-run homer. So we got a pitching change. Pagan coming in. 8-4 Astros.
America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So the Astros have scored 3 times here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and now it's a 4-run lead. So a tough outing for Lou Trevino. He gives up 2 hits, a couple of walks, and Bregman with a 3-run homer. So Emilio Pagan comes in for appearance number 46. 3 wins, 53 1/3 innings pitched for the right-hander. He's going to face Carlos Correa. So Pagan is pitcher number 5 in the game. Anderson went 2 2/3. Petit a third of an inning. Then Daniel Migden, I'm going to give him a lot of credit tonight. 4 innings, 4 hits, no runs, and 2 strikeouts. So here's Correa, who is 1 for 4. Fouls the first one right at home plate. Correa's hit tonight was a single leading off the 2nd inning. Swing, ain't gonna miss. Fastball right in under the hands of Carlos Correa.
He's had a chance to sweep the Astros in the 4-game series they had back in July. Had the one game that they did not, so they won 3 out of 4, won 2 out of 3 at the Coliseum. And it's amazing this big crowd tonight and how they got into it after the A's had taken the 4-0 lead. Then all of a sudden the Astros came back. But if the A's do lose this game, it could be a lesson, because a lesson that the Astros don't give up.
No.
And that has really shown tonight, getting down, but just put a whole bunch of hits together. They didn't hit a home run in the 7 hits they got in the 3rd inning. Get a home run in this 8th inning, which just as devastating. It's Joe Smith on your left, Rondon on the right.
Springer at bat was big.
Yes, it was.
Chapman's got it. Fires to second, dug out by Lowry. His throw to first late, but a nice play at second base by Jed Lowry. It's going to be a tough double play no matter what.
The amazing thing is just watching Chapman. He's thinking too by giving the throw to Jed Lowry, who caught it, backed off, and Correa runs too well.
So 2 outs. Correa now at first. And here's Marwin Gonzalez. He has 3 hits. Gonzalez with 2 singles, a double, an RBI, and a run scored. First pitch is a little bit low. Not by much. Gonzalez playing left field today, and when, of course, we know he plays all over the diamond, but when everybody's healthy and in the lineup for the Astros, that's kind of the one spot that's open. Yep. Left field.
Yeah.
He can play all 4 infield positions. Springer's going to be in center. Reddick's going to be in right. You know that. Two and 0. Gonzalez takes low. Here's a good note for you, Rand. I want you to listen to the end. Gonzalez, 4th season in his career where he has logged at least 10 games at the following positions: left field, shortstop, first base, second base. The only other player in Major League history to do that, Chico Salmon of the Cleveland Indians in 1967 and 68.
Chico Salmon.
Chico Salmon, him too. One of your teammates.
That's right.
Chico Salmon.
Chico Salmon. He could do it.
You remember it?
Of course I do. Yeah. Chico Salmon. Yeah. Well, see, that's a Latino. So salmon is what we had for dinner over there in the Salmon.
I can barely speak English. You know.
No. But that, yeah, Chico Salmon. He was remembered well.
Gonzalez is on base for the fourth time.
You mean that Marvin Gonzalez is the first since Chico?
Yep.
To do that? Wow.
So the inning continues. This is the 8th man to bat in the inning.
They wear you down. Amazing.
Astros sent 10 men to the plate in the 3rd. Pitches in the dirt to Tyler White. When there's a big 8th inning, it's usually the A's that are scoring the runs.
Great point.
And tonight it's been an ugly bottom of the 8th for the A's out in the field.
And the one thing that has been good for the Athletics has been the defense. And it's just something that, while the 3rd inning, there were just a lot of plays that couldn't be made because of the doubles that were hit by the Astros.
It started with Martini not been able to catch Reddick's ball, although it was ruled a hit, and then he threw it back in, and Reddick just kept running around the bases and ended up at 3rd, and that's how this inning started.
And you know, you've said something all season, and it's been correct every time, that if you let the bottom of the order do something, you look at the 3rd inning.
Sure.
It's Maldonado's base hit on a 3-2 fastball. That started,
got things going,
a 5-run inning. And just like this inning, if the ball is caught, Reddick, then you get the strikeout, and Springer doesn't get 6 consecutive sliders or cutters from Trevino. But this could have been a whole different game. But those are the little things that a team like the Astros take advantage of. And Maldonado has hurt the Athletics, hurt them in Oakland, and the 3rd inning definitely hurt them tonight.
Especially against the Astros. I mean, their first 4 guys, Springer, Bregman, Altuve, Correa, that's as good of a first 4 as there really probably is in baseball.
Yeah.
2 pitch, foul back.
On the StatCast, this is a line drive. Unlike Chapman's that went to left field, this is one that's just 24-degree angle, but 99 just under 100 off the bat and just barely off the wall or over the wall in right field.
Correa at 2nd, Gonzalez at 1st. Now White steps out.
Luke was saying something to Jim Reynolds. I think this was something in his eye. Batting gloves with pine tar really goes good with your eyes.
Yeah, let me see if I can clean my eye out with this pine tar.
I don't know if Mr. White wears contacts, but he took his glove off. That's smart.
Well, you're a guy who wears contacts. It's no fun.
No, it's not. I mean, it's. I don't think he does. I don't think he'd poke around that much if he's wearing contacts. Maybe some because he's trying to move whatever it is to the side or get it out.
No. Well, having something in your eye, not being able to see when a guy's throwing 95, that's probably not a good thing.
Exactly.
So White.
So
Cleared up.
Throw it up and in right now. See how much he can see.
There's one very high and deep. Left field. Gone.
As you can see, probably, well, look where it wanted it down and in. It was up and in at 95, but if you're hot, those things happen. Take forever to get something out of your eye. Get a 1-2 pitch and hit a 3-run home run. So a 6th spot in this inning.
Home run number 9 for Tyler White. We told you he's a hot hitter. And he is. He's got 4 RBIs tonight. So 5 in the 3rd, 6 in the 8th, and it's 11-4. Gaddis fouls at that, so quickly 0-2.
You count the walk to Altuve. Of course, he was eliminated with the fielder's choice, so that counts as a walk basic, because that means that 3 walks are scored in this inning, 2 home runs. And you put walks on, and then you get 3-run home runs. Those things happen.
Pitch, fastball. Big cut by Gaddis. Two 3-run homers in this inning.
You may see every hitter stepping out and rubbing their eyes now after what White did.
To pitch way inside to Evan Gaddis. Gaddis chatting with Jonathan Lucroy. Although I don't think got the velocity. It was not fastball velocity. No, Gaddis will not get cheated at any point, and certainly not now. Taken just off the plate by Gaddis. 11 runs and 16 hits for the Astros. 4 runs, 5 hits, and an error for the Athletics. Gaddis. It's a towering pop-up. Looks like it's going to get into the seats, and it will. So Pagan now 20 pitches. This is the 4th hitter that he has faced. We'll get the 2-2 pitch here at some point.
Yeah, you would think
sure.
this is a 4-4 game.
I think. 11-4. And that one is fouled straight back. Well, the count remains 2-2. Rockies and the Angels are playing right down in Anaheim. 2-0 Colorado in the third. Rockies just a game out in the National League West.
Surprising thing is that the Angels, while beaten up, they really not playing that great. Swept by these Astros over the weekend.
Yeah, you know, 5 games under 500. Now they've lost 6 in a row.
That's right.
Little pop up. Simeon's going to grab it, and he does. And the inning is over, and it's a big one for the Astros. They hit a pair of 3-run homers and lead it 11-4. Top of the 9th inning. Last shot for the A's. Joe Smith, veteran sidewinder, comes in for the Astros. Signed in the offseason to a 2-year contract. Joe Smith, been around a long time. He'll face Davis, Olsen, and Piscotty. 3.47 ERA for Joe Smith. Keeps getting a job and keeps pitching well. Down the right field line on the first pitch. Oh, she's happy. Waited till the 9th, got a foul ball. Take it home.
Not going to throw it back either. Fans at left field after the 2-run home run by Chapman, they want it thrown back, and it was.
0-2 to Chris Davis. Davis walking a run scored in the 2nd, and a ground out and a strikeout. Things have not had a whole lot going on tonight.
And just look at the last 3 games in Minnesota, they got double figures in hits.
Little delayed call, strike 3 called. So on 3 pitches, Chris Davis strikes out. So it may have been a delayed call, and see where he caught it, but Pitchcast said it went through the strike zone. As Davis is chewing on Jim Reynolds. He's a little frustrated here in the late innings.
Keep your head straight, Jim. Don't be looking and listening. Your ears are going to hear it anyway.
And here's Olsen. Pitches a bit inside to Matt Olsen, who has struck out twice and walked. Garrett Cole went the first 6. McHugh pitched the 7th. Presley pitched the 8th. Popped up. Shift on, so Bregman hustles in. Comes in onto the grass and grabs it. So that's 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Stephen Piscotty will hit for the 4th time. Most of the sellout crowd. I shouldn't say much. Maybe half the sellout crowd still in the building. Starting to head for the exits with 2 outs. And a first pitch strike to Piscotty, who's 0 for 3. Make sure you join us tomorrow. Charlie Morton, Edwin Jackson. There's a base hit right center field. Piscotty going the other way. So that's the first hit for Piscotty, and that's the 6th hit for the A's. So Edwin Jackson 4 and 3. Good ERA at 2.97, and Charlie Morton having a great season. 13 and 3, a 3.05 ERA. That will be tomorrow with our coverage starting at 4:30 right here on NBC Sports California. You don't want to miss it.
He's trying to finish strong, something they have not done much of tonight. Rondon was going to come in, as he and Smith were both throwing, but 3-run home run by White changed everything. Everything was changed in the inning anyway.
There's a strike, and it's 0-2. Piscotty goes to second base.
But they've seen too many games where the A's have trailed by a run after 8, and then seeing the opposition, or after 7, because in the case tonight it was the bottom of the 8th. But Coliseum, when the visitors have had a 1-run lead, they've added a couple for insurance. That's something you just cannot do. You like to be able to have a chance when you have your last at bat.
And that almost hit Marcus Semien. He's able to jackknife out of the way.
Right in his belt.
So the count 1-2. Grounded to short. All right, to Correa. Correa's throw is in time, and that's the ball game. So game 1 of this very large 3-game series goes to the Houston Astros. So the A's now 2.5 games back of the Astros in the AL West with tonight's loss. Time of game was 3 hours and 16 minutes. It was a sellout crowd tonight here at Minute Maid. 43,171 saw it. Your final score, the Astros 11 and the Athletics 4. Time now to head back to the studio. It's time for A's Post Game Live. Here's Brody Brazil.